Oh, Canada. Let's have it. And we've got echo. Let me know if we got an echo. Hello and a big welcome to the channel. I'm the Motorsport Madman and this is the 2022 Canadian Grand Prix. If you are new to the channel, if you are a Formula 1 fan, then get yourself subscribed because I'm live for every single qualifying, every single Grand Prix from the Formula 1 World Championship. And this is round 9. And we've got Fernando Alonso on the front row, which if you were watching yesterday, you realise I'm quite excited about that. I'm quite excited about Fernando Alonso being on the front row. And if he leads into turn 1, you best turn your volume down because I'll be shouting like absolute. Oh, mate, I'm so buzzed. I think I'm more excited for this race than for any others so far this year. Because we've got a jumbled up grid. You've got Charles Leclerc coming from the back. Having to take engine penalties. He's having 19th or 20th on the grid, Leclerc. You've got Sergio Perez, a well out position in like 13th, so keep an eye on them too. You've got people getting nosebleeds that high up on the grid. You've got flipping 2 Hasses in the top 6. Kevin Magnussen 5th, Mick Schumacher 6th, Alonso on the front row. This is just set up for an absolute beast of a race. Verstappen might romp away, but behind him, all hell let loose. Hamilton P4 as well. That's his highest starting position this year, that's for sure. Yes, Dan, how are we going? Who's in the chat then? Let me just scroll back a little bit. Sorry, guys. Chris Poundcoin's in. Welcome in. Nesto, travelling back from work. Yes, go on, Chris. Anto's in. Welcome in, bro. Tax, yo, no echo. It sounds good. It sounds like there's an echo on my laptop, but now we're all good, bro. Thanks for the heads up. How is the head? Oh, I'm alright, Anto. Yeah, not too bad. How we going? Tax and Dan Davis stuck a 5 on Schumacher at 550 to 1, and I've called myself the madman. You're the madman. Yeah, Mick Schumacher 550 to 1. You're nuts, man. You're on a different level. You're on a different scheme. Because listen, if Mick Schumacher finishes in the top 10, that's a win. Do you know what I mean? If Mick Schumacher can scrape a point or two out of this, buzzing, anything better than that is just absolute miracle situation. If he stays top 6, you're talking one of the best drives ever. So no, you do well to stay in the points. Both Haas drivers, Kevin as well, they'll do well to stay in the points, with Ferrari coming through, Leclerc coming through, Perez coming through, some guys behind, George Russell, I think's, 7th or 8th on the grid. I think I've got the grid up there, yeah, so you got Russell in 8th, Ocon as well is going to be decent, but it's all about Fernando Alonso in turn 1, innit? That's what it is. Who's going to lead? Who is going to lead coming out of turn 2? If it's Alonso, mate. Yeah, Verstappen will probably get him down the next back straight or whatever. But let Alonso have it. Let Alonso lead a lap, man. I'd love it. Well, full dive bomb into turn 1 from Fernando Alonso. I think the way the grid is as well, I think Fernando's will be on the inside as well, I think pole position is on the racing. Well, pole position should be on the racing line, which will be on the outside, which is perfect. Because if Alonso gets a banging start, yeah, he's on the wrong side of the grid. But if he does get a good start, mate, he's launching it down the inside. Right, headphones on. We got the theme tunes on. Now we're in full rave, full steam ahead. Now, guys, this is it. Oh, mate. This could be an absolute classic, this. Mick Schumacher up there in 6th. if you don't know, guys, I am a big Mick Schumacher fan because his dad was my childhood hero, innit? So it holds like an emotional, you know what I mean? It holds an emotional place for me, for Mick Schumacher to do well. And seeing him in the top 6, I could have cried. I nearly did. You know what I mean? I was welling up. You know, when Mick Schumacher come across the line at P6, you know, oh my God, you know, he's doing well. I can't believe it. Beside myself. Yeah, mate, if he gets some points out of this, buzzing. Ricardo on the podium today, let's go. Yeah, man, Ricardo on the podium. What else is he starting from? Ninth? Anything can happen, innit? If it was still raining today, a little bit of drizzle today, if that was the situation, anything can happen. But because it's dry, you know, I think Ricardo would do well to pick up a couple of points there, you know. Pick up a penguin. Yeah, no, Ricardo would do well to finish where he is. Yeah, it'd be interesting. You know, I think the main stories are what's Alonso going to do from there? You know, is he going to... We could have a situation where Verstappen just absolutely dusts everyone and Alonso's like holding people up, and it could create this huge like traffic jam of like... You could create this huge backup where you've got Verstappen on his own and then everybody else trying to pass Alonso, and it could create some kind of hold up drama. You could have that situation if Alonso leads and Verstappen can't get past. Bring it on. But that's the main story. What's Fernando going to do? And then the other thing is, you know, Charles Leclerc. Here is the starting grid then. So you've got Yuki Tsunoda at the back of the grid in P20. Engine penalty. Leclerc 19th. It's going to be about how far can Charles come through the grid as well. You know, can he get in the top 6? From there, Latifi 18th, Stroll 17th, Vettel 16th, Pierre Gasly 15th. Not very good. Gutted for Vettel as well, way down there. He looked good in practice, but when push came to shove, Vettel's way down there. Then you got Norris, Perez 13th, Albon 12th. So Perez is going to come through from 13th. Albon, Bottas outside top 10. Zhou Guan Yu, should I say, in the top 10. Ricardo then P9, that's Tax's man in P9. Russell 8th. Can he keep his top 5 finishing position up? He's going to have to make some places up from there. Then comes Ocon 7th, Mick Schumacher 6th, Kevin Magnussen 5th. Incredible from Haas yesterday. And Lewis Hamilton in the top 4 then. What can he do? You know, can he get on the podium today? You know, Lewis Hamilton can genuinely, you know, get a podium here. You know, he was sort of given a podium in Bahrain in the first race, but he can take a podium today, can Lewis Hamilton, starting from 4th on the grid. He's got every chance. Yeah, and then 3rd was Carlos Sainz. Are we gonna get Sainz versus Verstappen today? Could be. Could Verstappen just romp away? Absolutely. I'd love to see Sainz challenge Verstappen in the long run. We see what Alonso can do. He's the wild card. Fernando Alonso's the wild card, but it could end up where the second half of the race, I hope we get a Sainz v Verstappen. So Sainz from P3, Alonso P2, and it is Max Verstappen from pole position. What are we saying? Ernesto and going Perez, Sainz, Bottas, you're evil. That is evil, that. Valtteri Bottas from P11 to get on the podium. Yeah, now you're talking. That would be a race. Right, let's get the live timings on. Well, they're on the screen, but I'll tell you what else I'll do as well. Oh, we're about to get going in a few minutes. Just a couple of minutes' time. Oh no, so is pole position on the inside then? No, so I've got that wrong. I thought it would be the other way around. I wonder if it's always been... always been pole position on the inside like that. So Fernando might have to sail round the outside of Max Verstappen. Yeah, he can do that, ain't he? They call him the wily old fox, Fernando Alonso. I haven't seen Fernando Alonso on the front row of the grid for a decade. I haven't seen Alonso this high up for a decade, I swear, man. Maybe he had a one-off, maybe in 2014, maybe. Certainly not since certainly not in the flipping modern era has Fernando Alonso been this high up, man. I love it. Oh yeah, and they're just saying, yeah, Alonso's never started Alonso's never started next to Max Verstappen. What's going on? They're slow getting away at the back there for the formation lap at the back of the grid. Hit the thumbs up. Cheers, Keith. Yeah, hit a like if you hit a like for Fernando Alonso being on the front row, and both Haas has been in the top 6 in my book. I'm smashing like every day of the week on that basis alone. Yeah, this is it. The thing is, Alonso's got to balance it. You know, he can go balls to the wall and just, you know, try and slam dunk it into turn 1. But the thing is, on a serious note, it's a big opportunity for Alpine to get a big chunk of points here. You know, where's Ocon? P7. You know, the 2nd and 7th on the grid, Alpine, they can get a chunk of points there in a, you know, constructors battle with McLaren potentially for 4th place in constructors. So you don't want to be that silly. Like, you might have a go, but you don't want to be fully ruthless, because, you know, Alonso can get a podium. You know what I mean? Alonso can finish top 5, and for Alpine, that's mega. You know what I mean? I hope he doesn't drop back, you know, and come home 9th or something like that. I hope he gets a solid chunk of points here, Fernando Alonso, and I hope he leads into turn 1. I'd love him to lead into turn 1. But yeah, we're lining up now. I'll get the green flag on. I'm putting my green flag on now. I'm preempting the start. Right, live timings are there. Whether they'll work immediately, I don't know. I might have to go into the website and refresh the live timings. But we'll tackle that when we tackle it. But right now we're queuing up on the grid. We're lining up on the grid here. Oh, we're lining up for the 2022 Canadian Grand Prix. We've not had a Grand Prix here for 3 years with pandemic situation. Not had a Grand Prix here since 2019. So buzzing for this one. Yes, Pancino, welcome. Is it Pancino or Pancino? Yes, Martin Ross. Aways is in. Welcoming Aways. You're just in time for the start. Yeah, come on, Max. So he's a Max fan. I'm an everybody fan. No, I'm a Mick Schumacher fan, but I've got no chance. But, you know, this is the best ever he's got. You know, Mick Schumacher's top 6. Here we go then. Everyone's on the grid. Oh, my God. Oh, if Alonso goes round the outside, mate. Here we go then. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's away we go then for the 2022 Canadian Grand Prix. I'll tell you what, Fernando Alonso's already getting flooded out. Hamilton versus Sainz into turn 1. Verstappen's already there, but Alonso keeps on to P2 for now. Sainz is still trying it. Hamilton side by side over Haas then. Is it Kevin Magnussen fancy in 4th place? But it is Verstappen. And it is Alonso held on to P2. Sainz. Then Hamilton comes 4th. Then, I tell you what as well, the other Alpine, Esteban Ocon's made up a position as well. But it is Verstappen. Alonso keeps his position then. So it didn't get that great start that I was hoping he would get. But yeah, Verstappen, Alonso, Sainz, Hamilton. Then we've got Magnussen. And Mick Schumacher's been jumped by Esteban Ocon then. And then it's Russell behind them. Then comes Ricciardo and the 2 Alfa Romeos. That's the top 10. Go on, Fernando. Keep up with him. Keep up with him. Keep up with him. Go on, Fernando. Oh, Russell versus Mick Schumacher. Oh, Mick Schumacher loses another position. Schumacher down to 8th then. George Russell up into P7. Oh, come on, Fernando. Stick with him, man. Stick with him. But Verstappen got a good start there. There's nothing Alonso could do. He couldn't try a wild one. Someone's gone straight on at the final chicane. I think it's Valtteri Bottas having a bit of a nightmare there. Lost a couple of places, but Perez up to P11 already. Then he's gained a couple of positions, and he's on the hard tyre. Is Perez, Bottas, Norris, Stroll, and Leclerc going for the long game. Leclerc up 2 places. Then from the back of the grid, he's P18. But it is still Verstappen, Alonso, Sainz, Hamilton. Top 4 are unchanged. In fact, top 5 are unchanged. But Ocon and Russell up 1. Now it's how quick does Verstappen get away, and can Alonso hold off? We see Kevin Magnussen with a little bit of damage on his front wing. He has got damage. Yeah, the end fence of the right hand side of Kevin Magnussen's front wing is hanging off, but it won't be affecting him that much. It's not an horrendous amount of damage, but it won't be helping him out. And look, Sainz is already looking at Fernando Alonso thinking, I fancy a bit of second place here, mate. Through the final chicane then to start lap 3. And Verstappen has already got 1.6 seconds on Alonso, and it's looking like Sainz is going to be the one to make the move. He's within half a second, and DRS will be on now. DRS all the way. No DRS yesterday in quali because it was wet, but full DRS today. But yeah, replay of the start then from helicopter cam. And Verstappen just got a mega start. Alonso couldn't even... Alonso was too busy defending from Sainz, to be fair. Alonso had no chance of getting the lead, which is a bit of a... I'd have loved it. But I tell you what, Hamilton... so it was Hamilton and Magnussen that got together then. Here we go then. So we're on board with Lewis Hamilton into turn 3. And yes, it is slight contact with Kevin Magnussen. And that's the second time they come together this season. They come together on the first lap in Spain as well, did Hamilton and Magnussen. A little bit of revisiting that. Now cut to Valtteri Bottas go right across the final chicane there. Lost a couple of positions. And now we see side by side then Carlos Sainz and Fernando Alonso, and Sainz does him just before the final chicane up into P2. So it's Verstappen from Sainz now, Alonso down to 3rd, and Hamilton looking pretty decent. Hamilton looking quick in P4. He'll be the next man. But Haas of 5th and 8th then. Come on, Mick. He's lost a couple of positions off the start, Mick. We're in the first lap. He's lost a couple of positions, Mick Schumacher. Come on, mate. Zhou Guanyu still in the top 10. Daniel Ricciardo unchanged from his starting position as well. Started 9th, is 9th. Albon up to P12. Norris down in 14th. Vettel 15th. Leclerc now up to P16. So he's slowly making his way through the grid. You'd be fancying Perez to make some progress from P11 up a couple of positions himself, but he'll start coming through the field. So it is Red Bull from Ferrari, then Alpine, Mercedes, Haas, Mercedes. Here we are then with Fernando Alonso. He's got DRS, so the pass for Lewis will be difficult. If Alonso's still got DRS on the back of Carlos Sainz, then I tell you what, if Alonso can keep up with Sainz here, and he's right behind him still, this is good. This is good pace, Alonso's been passed, but he's kept within DRS, and I tell you something, he's looking decent. If he can keep with that Ferrari, mate, he's showing real pace. This is what I'm saying, Sainz has passed him, but he's not disappeared off. And if Alonso can keep him in within that second, looking very good. But Verstappen's already got a 2.5, 3 second lead already. The only way to stop Verstappen with today was to get in front of him in turn 1. But Verstappen's immaculate start just put that in the bin, you know what I mean? Verstappen was having none of it, mate. Perfect start. It did them all. Vroom. Yes, Keith. Oh, Russell versus Kevin Magnussen. And Russell's done the dive bomb down at the turn 10 hairpin. George Russell up into the top 5 as he's finished in every single race so far this season. But Mercedes are not looking half bad, Mercedes are starting to get it together this season, running 4th and 5th at the minute. Sainz complaining of a lot of front graining already on lap 6. On lap 6, you're complaining about your tyres. He's 70 laps, bro. This was supposed to be, everyone's saying, it's one stop, this. If you're complaining on lap 6, you ain't looking at a one-stop strategy, are you? But Pierre Gasly is that in the pits. Yeah, number 10, Pierre Gasly. And we've got Vettel in the pits as well. So is that a genuine strategy, or have they had problems? Have they... are the tyres wearing out this quickly? That seems a bit mad to be having a pit stop on lap 6. Here we go on board then with Zhou Guanyu, who makes a move on Daniel Ricciardo. Or Tax, your podium's looking less and less likely by the second. But Zhou Guanyu passes Daniel Ricciardo, and a replay then for George Russell past Kevin Magnussen. So it's Mercedes 4th and 5th, Haas now 6th and 8th. Zhou Guanyu 9th, Ricciardo down to 10th. Perez still 11th, so he's not absolutely romping through the field. Neither's Leclerc down there in 15th, but they've still got another 62 laps, so they've got time to come through. But they've not immediately come through. Looks like the live timing's updating anyway, so that's good. Just having a glance at that, and it's looking. As long as the numbers are changing and the numbers are flickering, then we know it's on, don't we? We know it's working. It's when it gets froze, it's when it gets stuck, we're going to have a problem. But as long as the numbers are Verstappen, Sainz, Alonso, Hamilton, Russell, yeah. Looking like it's up to date. Zhou Guanyu's 9th, yeah. So far, so good with the live timings. Can't believe I'm saying it. Here we go, replay with Pierre Gasly. Whoa, and he almost hit the Aston Martin. There is a dodgy pit lane entry in Canada, actually, because it's weird, man, the pit lane entry in Canada, because you brake later if you're going into the pits than if you're staying on the racing circuit. You've got to brake for the chicane earlier than you would brake to get in the pits. So it causes a few nearly huge incident moments, if that's even English vocabulary. But it causes a few nearly moments of catastrophe, that pit lane entry, and another one there. But yeah, unfortunately, Kevin Magnussen's had to make this pit stop then for a new front wing. That end fence, hanging off, the governing body have decided black and orange flag, which means dangerous car. He's got to come in and put a new front wing in. So new front wing on. Obviously they'll put fresh tyres on it as well, but it's not ideal that for Kevin Magnussen, because that's going to be like you're seeing it here, this is a long pit stop. He's 17.5 seconds stationary. Crazy, man. To put that in perspective, how slow that pit stop was for Kevin Magnussen then. 17 seconds stationary. Oh, Red Bull! Red Bull! We've got a problem here, Sergio Perez. He's lost the engine. Perez is out. Perez is out. Oh, I tell you what. I said this last week, right? I have never seen ever. I've been watching this sport 18 years, right? I have never seen championship contending cars have this bad reliability. Never. I've never seen the championship contending teams have this poor reliability. They've virtually broken down. You've had the top 4 guys, the 2 Ferraris and the 2 Red Bulls. How often have all 4 of them finished a race? I'd wager twice out of the first 9 races we've had the top 4 guys actually finish a race. Like, the reliability in Red Bull and Ferrari is ridiculous, man. And Perez out. I can't believe it. Well, I can believe it because I did predict it, actually. I did predict it, and Verstappen will be worrying about this now. So Sergio Perez, I did predict that if you did see the Thursday preview show and my predictions, I did say that Sergio Perez's luck might run out and he probably won't finish this one. And it's come true. I know it sounds like gearbox problem for Sergio Perez, but I've never seen a season where the fastest cars are so unreliable. Honestly, man, it's ridiculous. It's literally going to be whoever's world champion is just who's finishing the races. If Verstappen can just finish the races, it's an easy dub. It's an easy win because half the time Leclerc ain't finishing, half the time Perez ain't finishing, and half the time, more than half the time, Sainz ain't finishing. So if you can finish a race, you've got the championship in the bag, Max. It's as simple as that this year. That's just nuts. I don't know what it is with the reliability this year, but they've got exactly the same power units. Like, nothing's changed power unit wise from last season to this season, as far as I know. It's all aerodynamic. So why are they all blowing up? Oh, got gearbox problems, flipping hydraulic problems, engine blow-ups. And meanwhile, Mercedes just keep pounding round, mate. But Mercedes pick up the penguins. Mercedes pick up the pieces. We've got virtual safety car on the back of that. So Perez is out. We've got VSC. Get that off the screen. But, mate, I just... The unreliability is on a different level this year. Latifi doing well. I've not... Oh, yeah. Oh, no, he's in the pits. As you say that, Chris. He's on his way back down, lad. He's on his way back down. But, yeah, we got virtual safety car with Sergio Perez breaking down then. And as Verstappen pitted then, so this has changed the game up. Well, I've been waffling on about unreliability. I've missed a few crucial strategy calls where Verstappen and Hamilton and the guys at the back from 15th down, but no more notably, Verstappen and Hamilton have pitted and no one else has. So Sainz leads from Alonso. Verstappen then third with that pit stop, and virtual safety car is ending. So we'll switch that off, put the green flag back on, and yeah, I wish I could have that automatically, you know what I mean? Imagine I could automatically have that VSC, boom, 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 what lap we're on, whatever, or one day. Yeah, come back in 2025, everything automated. But we're not at that level yet. Yeah, Hamilton pitted, yeah, Chris. Hamilton and Verstappen both pitted, as well as from 15th down as well, you know, Stroll, Tsunoda, Vettel, Gasly, Latifi, they all pitted as well. But yeah, big, this is a big moment in the race, believe it or not. While I'm waffling on about reliability, you know, Verstappen and Hamilton have gone to the pit, so it's Sainz, Alonso, Verstappen, Russell, Ocon, Hamilton down to 6th, Mick Schumacher 7th then, Zhou Guanyu 8th, Ricciardo 9th, Alexander Albon in the final points paying position at the moment in P10. Lap 11 out of 70 in the Canadian Grand Prix. Closest battle on the circuit then, the battle for P7, Mick Schumacher versus Zhou Guanyu. The rookie Zhou Guanyu fancying a few points today. I think he's only scored 1 point so far this season. Chinese driver and rookie for this season, Zhou Guanyu. But he's looking at this. But here comes Lewis Hamilton then on Esteban Ocon for P5. Looking at it in the chicane. Be careful. Right, okay, does a switchback, backs out of it there, but he might get him into turn 1 here. Here comes Lewis Hamilton then for P5, fancying it round the outside of Esteban Ocon, then into turn 1. He's got the move done. Lewis Hamilton up to 5th. Bear in mind, he's made a pit stop as well. Not looking bad for Lewis, you know. Not looking bad at all. Pitted and looking quick. Cheap pit stop in it under VSC, virtual safety car. If you can pit under virtual safety car, it's usually beneficial because you lose less time relative to the other cars. So if you pit when it's green flag, normal race conditions, you know, the guys on circuit are going round at full speed. But if you pit during a virtual safety car, everyone's going slower. So therefore, with you being slow in the pit lane, you lose less time relative to them. So it's cheap pit stop. So Lewis has taken that opportunity, and so did Max Verstappen. You know, I was thinking, what's that noise? And that noise caught me out. And it's the bottom of Zhou Guanyu's car scraping along the ground as he's going into the final chicane. I was like, is someone... I was like, is someone knocking on the door here? And it's the flipping floor of Zhou Guan Yu's car bouncing on the tarmac, scraping along. Which, to be fair though, the porpoising does look less this weekend. In Baku, it was absolutely ridiculous. I went on a full 5-minute rant about porpoising, but it does seem a bit better, this weekend. They're still bouncing around but it's less brutal than it was in Baku, that's for sure. With the FIA stepping in, or the FIA is starting to step in. I don't think they've really gone boom, you can't have porpoising anymore, lift your car up and sort out your suspension. I don't think they've gone in that, but they've just started to sort of say, look, listen guys, people getting injured out here, think about it. But yeah, Sainz got a 4.5 second lead over Fernando Alonso. Verstappen on the hard tyres, fastest lap, and is only a second and a half behind Alonso then for P2. And Mercedes, 4th and 5th. So you've got Verstappen and Hamilton on the hard tyres. Are they going to try and go to the end from there? They're going to try and do 55 laps on a hard tyre? I doubt that. I doubt they do a one stop from there. Verstappen and Hamilton, but you never know. Yeah, Sainz, Alonso, Verstappen. Have we ever had a Spanish 1-2 in F1 history? I don't think so. Because right now we've got a Spanish 1-2. Sainz and Alonso. I don't think they've ever even, never mind finish 1-2. I don't think Sainz and Alonso have ever ran 1-2 in a Grand Prix before. Full stop. That's what we've got at the moment. Spanish Armada out front. Verstappen third. I mean, Verstappen's looking good, man, because he's had a pit stop and he's still P3 and right behind Alonso. We'll cut to that in a minute. We'll cut to Verstappen passing Alonso in a minute. Meanwhile, Charles Leclerc. Yeah. Verstappen's going to pass Alonso any second now. But yeah, we're looking at Charles Leclerc versus Bottas, Albon and Ricciardo. This is a big battle for three-way battle for P10 it is. Or 4-way, well, mind you, how far do you go back? It's a 20-way battle for the win. No, but it's a three-way battle for P10 this. Yeah, with Albon, Bottas, Leclerc. Oh, Leclerc's really close to the Alfa Romeo. Bottas into turn 1, but doesn't get the move done. Yes, lad, Den's still having it. I don't doubt you. I never doubt him. He'll go until his internet dies or something. Yeah, so this is it then. This is the battle for P2. Verstappen on Fernando Alonso. Come round the turn 10 hairpin. He's going to line him up here now. This is a slam dunk. Here comes DRS then. So Verstappen with DRS down the back straight, and it's easy pickings for Max Verstappen in the Red Bull on brand new hard tyres, and boom, up into P2 then. So he's 5.5 seconds behind Sainz with a pit stop in his pocket. Mechanical issues aside, Verstappen has just got this on lockdown. Oh, and we see Albon battling with Valtteri Bottas. This is the three-way battle for P10 rages on into turn 1. Then Alexander Albon holding on to that P10 like a champion at the minute, with Bottas and Leclerc breathing down his neck, but he's holding it all together at the moment. Alexander Albon, he's already scored 3 points this season as Albon. I think he got P10 in Australia and P9 in Miami, I think. Yeah. He's gone back to that bar. Go on, Denver lad. He's fully having it. He said to me yesterday, he said, oh, what time's the race? He said, I said, oh, I'm on at 10 to 7. I'm on at, the race is at 7 p.m. He went, no way I'm missing that. He went, no way I'm missing. I thought, lad, you're definitely missing it. When you're steaming as a rocket and you've gone through 2 crates of beer, are you going to be watching me watching F1? He ain't about F1. He's at the bar, him. Look at this then for P10. Valtteri Bottas round the outside into the final chicane, but doesn't get it done. Wow, Alex Albon's holding on to this like a champ. Is Bottas going to try it into turn 1? And this is holding up Leclerc as well. You know, Charles Leclerc in the, arguably the fastest car on the grid. Well, Max Verstappen aside. Charles Leclerc in a very quick car, let's say. He's stuck there in P12. Alex Albon doing a great job. He's mad, isn't he, Anto? He's on a different zone. But yeah, this is the biggest battle at the moment. Then the battle for P10. Sainz is 5 seconds ahead of Verstappen. I think Verstappen's slowly reeling him in, but only by a tenth or 2 a lap. Well, no, it's pretty even. Stevens actually the top 2. As we see Bottas trying it round the outside into the hairpin then on Alex Albon for 10th. Can't get it done, but he'll line him up now. I think it's going to be done now. I think Bottas is going to be into the top 10 here. Yeah, they're already side by side halfway down the straight then. Oh, this is going to be close into the chicane. Oh, this is wheel to wheel. Oh, and he's just about ahead there. Valtteri Bottas into the chicane, gets the job done, and it puts Alex Albon offline, so he's... Charles Leclerc can get past here into turn 1 and does. Charles Leclerc takes full advantage of Alexander Albon being offline there. And Bottas and Leclerc both passed Albon then really quickly in the end. As soon as one did the job, that was it. The other one, boom. 2 for 1. And Lando Norris is sizing it up now, I think. It is great racing. Is singing, I love it. He's singing and I'm shouting, so get in, make a choice. Both doing what we love. He's steaming as a rocket and I'm watching the best sport in the world. So what's the sit rep with Haas then? So Mick Schumacher's still there in 7th, holding off Zhou Guanyu, as it has been for a fair few laps. So you've got Sainz being reeled in slowly but surely by Max Verstappen, who's already done a pit stop. He's 4.5 seconds behind Sainz now, so he's sort of Albon's in the pits then. Seeing him tumbling down the charts. So Albon's on the hard tyres now then. I guess now he's been passed for P10, it's like, well, that fight's over. We may as well pit now. Yeah, so Verstappen's slowly reeling Sainz in at like couple of tenths a lap. 4.3 is the gap. As we see the side by side for P7 then, and Zhou Guanyu gets the job done. I tell you what, and I think Mick's gone off. Mick's gone off at the chicane. Oh, don't tell me he's got a mechanical issue here. Hey, I've not seen him rejoin. I've not seen Mick Schumacher rejoin the circuit. Has he crashed? Has he broken down? Oh, for goodness sake, man. Pissed off, man. Mick Schumacher's out. Virtual safety car. Oh, I can't believe it, man. If he didn't have bad luck, he wouldn't have any luck at all, Mick Schumacher. Virtual safety car. We've got a Mercedes in the pits. Is that George? George Russell in the pits. Oh, mate, I'm absolutely gutted. When is Mick Schumacher going to catch a break, man? Taking the mick, man. Battling for P7 as well. It's not like he's retired from the race battling for 15th. That's one thing. That's like, well, you weren't in it anyway. But when you're battling for P7 and you break down and it might be your only chance in the whole season to get a point or two, that might be Mick's whole chance. That might be Mick's only chance in the whole season to get in the points and something's happened. He's broken down, or I can't believe. I'm absolutely gutted, man. Let me just get the live timings back. Sorry, they were briefly frozen there. Oh, I can't believe it. Denver has the shim. Has the shim he had last time. What's a shim? Or have you spelled something wrong? Yes, Josh, how are we doing? You join me as I'm absolutely gutted that my favourite driver, Mick Schumacher, is out of the race. So I'm not on the enthusiastic thing at the minute. I'm gutted. I'm gutted. Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, Mick, he's battling for P7 with Zhou Guanyu, and he's out. And we're back under green flag conditions then anyway, so we'll put the VSC away. Right then, so we're back under green flag conditions. Oh, poor Mick Schumacher. So he becomes the second DNF then. Does Mick Perez out earlier on, and now Mick Schumacher is out of the race. Verstappen now leads then. So Sainz must have pitted under that. Yeah. So Sainz must have pitted. So you've got Hamilton versus Sainz for third here. Oh, Lewis was thinking about it into the turn 8 chicane. You're mad. Hey, I tell you what, yeah, Sainz has got to get them tyres warmed up immediately. Lewis is fancying a podium here today. And I tell you what, Alonso's only there, you know. Alonso, I tell you what, second is up for grabs for anyone who wants it here today. Verstappen's in a different league, but P2, look at that. I'll tell you what, is the porpoising worse on the Ferrari than the Mercedes today? Sainz was bouncing around there. Go on then, Lewis. I'll tell you what, now he's got DRS, but he won't be close enough to make a move, Lewis. But Mercedes aren't looking bad. Mercedes, Russell pitted then under that virtual safety car, so did Ocon. The strategies are all over the place because we've had a couple of... Oh, Leclerc up to P7 then, as I say that. But because we've had 2 virtual safety cars, everyone's on entirely different strategies. You know, I don't know how this is going to work out, but people are not on plan A. You know, some people are on like a plan C kind of situation on the strategy now. With these 2 virtual safety cars, they're just taking the opportunity to pit. You know, strategy aside, VSC's out, bang, you're in. And it's mixed up the grid a bit. It's mixed up the running order. Latifi 17th, here we go. I feel for you, man. Yeah, I can't believe he's out, innit, Keith? He's my favourite driver, man. Got it. Here comes Carlos Sainz, though, for P2 on Fernando Alonso. Oh, it's going to be easier. I tell you what, the DRS is too powerful here. They were saying this before, and Carlos Sainz sails round the outside of Fernando Alonso for P2, and now Lewis is going to line him up. I tell you what, Lewis could get a podium here. Lewis is seriously on for a podium, but, you know, never count Alonso out, though. I hope he can still get a decent amount of points. Cut to Ricciardo in the pit lane, then. What happened to him? Oh, no, Tax, look away. Oh, they double stacked as well. Oh, McLaren have dropped a bollock. McLaren have had a nightmare here because... Oh, God. Oh, it's a mess. Oh, McLaren. It's worse for Norris. Oh, Norris has had an absolute... Oh, no, I didn't even realise this. Lando Norris's race has just been ruined by the pit crew there. McLaren have had an absolute nightmare. They held up, wow, on board with Leclerc on that move around the outside of Bottas for P7 was mega. But all tangents aside, I tell you something, McLaren have had a nightmare. Holding up Norris by like 30 seconds. You're mad, putting the wrong tyres on, taking the wrong tyres off. And Lewis Hamilton, easy pass on Fernando Alonso in the end. Just before the final chicane, and Hamilton up into a podium position then. So it's Verstappen from Sainz, from Hamilton. Alonso now down to P4. Russell 5th. Ocon 6th, and Charles Leclerc on a rampage from the back of the grid into P7. Here's Zhou Guanyu versus Lance Stroll. Yeah, Stroll's not pitted. Yeah, Stroll's out of position here in P9. He's still going from the beginning. He's not pitted yet. Some people have pitted twice, have they not? No one's pitted twice yet, but everyone's had a pit stop. But Lance Stroll's he's just grooving, man. He's just chilling. But yeah, he's out of position in P9. Zhou Guanyu's having a good race, you know. I don't think in the first 8 races we've seen this much coverage of Zhou Guanyu before. It feels like he's been involved. It feels like he's been involved in the race. Well, in the first 24 laps of it. He sounds stressed on the radio though as I say that. I say he's involved in this race. Yeah, he's sounding a bit stressed. Zhou Guanyu. But yeah, the Canadian boys. So Lance Stroll P9 but out of position. He's got to make a pit stop. And Nicky Latifi dead last in P18. But Norris's race has been ruined. He's 17th now. Held up in the pits for what must have been at least 30 seconds. Absolute shambles from McLaren. They held up Ricciardo a bit, maybe by 5 seconds or something. But Norris's pit stop was the worst I've seen since Bottas in Monaco that time when they couldn't get his front wheel off. Does anyone remember that? Longest pit stop in the world. You Google longest pit stop in the world, right? 43 hours. Oh yeah. Yeah. Average pit stop 3 seconds, 2.5. Longest pit stop ever. Valtteri Bottas, Monaco, I think 2019. 43 hours pit stop. Oh, brutal. Now they couldn't get the front wheel off, and had to send the car back to the factory and everything. I think it was like the race is obviously on a Sunday. I think it was Tuesday morning when they got the wheel off. Worse than bloody quick fit. But yeah, Norris's pit stop. The point of it all is Norris's pit stop was bad, but it wasn't that bad. It was still bad though. Here's Stroll v Zhou Guanyu there for P9, and Zhou not close enough into turn 1. Verstappen's got 9 seconds on Sainz. Hamilton 3.9 behind that. And they're dropping Alonso at a rate of knots. Russell up there in 5th, who's 13.5 seconds ahead of Ocon in 6th. And this is the battle we're looking at then. Leclerc coming up on the back of Esteban Ocon for P6. He's within a second now, 0.6 of a second between Ocon and Leclerc for 6th place on lap 27 of 70 of the 2022 Canadian Grand Prix. It's been good so far. Yeah, Alonso's not pitted, has he not? But yeah, Charles Leclerc's got DRS on the back straight, then into the final. There's someone hanging the mobile phone out of the flipping barrier there. Get your arms in. What are you doing? Here we go into turn 1 then. Charles Leclerc right behind Esteban Ocon, but can't get the move done yet. But it's only a matter of time that. Hopefully the lighting's all right, because there's just but yes, Verstappen's absolutely romping away at the front. It's 9 seconds now, the gap. We are looking at the battle for P6. And I tell you what, Leclerc has stormed through the field from was he start 19th? Was he was either 20th or 19th with Yuki Tsunoda at the back. I think he was 20th and last, wasn't he? Charles Leclerc. Looking at P6 then. Down to the turn 10 hairpin. Has a little look, but not yet. Is he going to line him up? See, he's not got the ideal line out of the corner now. You better just stay in right behind and lining it up on the straight. But maybe he'll do that in the next lap. Got DRS then. Charles Leclerc, but won't be close enough into the final chicane. But yeah, this is the closest battle on circuit then. Another close one is the battle for P10 between Zhou Guanyu and Yuki Tsunoda. That's within DRS as well. For 10th. AlphaTauri not having anywhere near a good as a weekend as he had last time out in Baku. Pierre Gasly was 5th. He's be lucky to get a point here today, Pierre Gasly. I don't think they hooked it up in quali yesterday, did they? It was a bit of a mad wet day in Montreal yesterday, and didn't favour AlphaTauri. But yeah, Alonso I don't think stopped yet, which is probably not ideal. Yeah, they're telling him to box now. Telling Alonso to pit now. And he is in the pits. Where's he going to come out? He's going to come out behind Bottas, maybe? I don't know. Here's Fernando. Come on. Nice quick stop, guys. Nice quick stop, guys. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. 3.5. 2.8. Not bad. Not bad. Right, so he's behind Ocon. And then he'll be behind Leclerc. Okay. P8. Go on, get right behind that Ferrari. Go on. No, he won't be in. He won't be right on Leclerc's gearbox. But they can get a decent haul of points here at Alpine if they just keep it sensible now. The second half of the race, they can get a serious bucket full of points here, Alpine. 5th and 7th they are at the moment. Leclerc still can't get past Ocon for now what is 5th with Alonso taking the pit stop. This becomes the battle for 5th place between Ocon and Leclerc. And Ocon's doing a good job, man, to keep him behind. You know, he's held him up for a good few laps now. No, I tell you what. Leclerc might have sailed through the field up till now, but he's reached a bit of a roadblock here with... yeah, you know, Leclerc has got up to P7 pretty quick. P6 pretty quick, but advancing from here, his progress has slowed down now. Verstappen's well out in front. Cheers, Ernesto. Yeah, hit the like if you are enjoying the stream. Do appreciate it, guys. And, you know, get yourself subscribed. I'm live every single qualifying and every single race from the Formula 1 World Championship. I also do some practice sessions, preview show. A lot of effort goes into the preview show, so check those out. And yeah, but I wish I had something to shout about on track, but it's just simmered down at the moment. Closest battle on circuit is the battle we're looking at for P5 between Ocon and Leclerc. Zhou Guanyu as well, right behind Lance Stroll for P9. Is that? Yeah. Yeah, Zhou Guanyu is close behind Lance Stroll. I don't know if Stroll's even pitted yet. We need to see like how many pit stops everyone's had, but I don't think Lance Stroll's been in the pits yet. Some people had 2. No champions of the wall so far. No one's hit the wall of champions yet. No, they haven't. Do you know, actually, I don't think anyone's hit the wall of champions since 2016, Carlos Sainz. Yeah, I only know that because I had to do a bit of research for the preview show, and I was looking at the list of names of all the drivers that have crashed. I don't think anyone's been in that wall since 2016, so it's losing its it's losing its prowess. Tell you what, in 1999, everyone was in that wall. Well, you know, there was like 5 drivers in the wall in 1999, but no one's hit that wall for a few years. Oh, here we go into turn 1 then. Charles Leclerc versus Esteban Ocon, but it's not close enough. Ocon's doing a great job here. Leclerc could be getting stressed, man. He won't want to be held up behind this Alpine much longer. And you know what? This is allowing... You know, I'm going to watch this gap between Alonso and Leclerc here, you know. Alonso's 3 seconds behind Leclerc. You know what? Alonso's keeping up here. Because Ocon's holding him up. Don't count Alonso out of a seriously good finishing position here today. But yeah, look at this then. Yeah, so you've got a 4-way battle for P9 between Stroll, Zhou Guanyu, Yuki Tsunoda and Daniel Ricciardo at the back of that then in P12. They had a nightmare in the pits, but maybe Daniel can still get a good, point or 2 out of this. Yeah, Lance Stroll, I think yet to pit. Out of position then, up there in P9. Of course, racing at home is Lance Stroll. For the first time in a few years. First Grand Prix here since 2019. And it's the first time Latifi's actually driven a Canadian Grand Prix. And it feels like Latifi's been in Formula 1 longer than that. But this is actually his first Canadian Grand Prix, I think. Max Verstappen. Oh, wow. Max Verstappen complaining about tyres then. How long? He's not long out of the pits. Well, that's... Yeah. The thing is, maybe Red Bull were thinking, right, we pit on lap 8 and we go to the end. They were probably thinking, yeah, it's a bit of a risky one, but we could do 60 lap or whatever it is. But, maybe that's a bit ambitious. I think Verstappen's going to be looking to pit again. You know, we're only halfway through the race, just coming up to lap 35 out of 70. But one stop is difficult, especially, when you stop that early for hard tyres. Doing 62 laps on the hards? That's stretching it, that. Especially when he's on the team radio complaining after 24 laps. How are you going to do another 50? You're done out here. Norris afternoon been ruined. Oh God, what's happened with Albon and Norris? I'm just listening to Ted Kravitz talking about Albon. Yeah, bad strategy call for Alexander Albon has put him completely out of it. They're just saying Albon was fighting for P10 and he was, Albon in the first dozen laps, mate, it was up there in the top 10, but they're well out of it. P16, Norris afternoon been ruined by the pit crew down there in 17th. Latifi dead last in 18th. Magnussen as well. His day was been ruined. I tell you what, Haas starting 5th and 6th. It's not gone to plan at all. One of them's broken down and the other one had a bit of damage and had to replace his front wing. So Haas having a nightmare. You might start 5th and 6th, but you're going to finish, one car out of the points and the other in the bin. Nightmare, man. Absolute nightmare. Yes, Lewis, how we doing, bro? How we going on this Sunday afternoon? We're looking at we're still looking at the battle for P9 then. Stroll, Zhou, Tsunoda and Ricciardo. None of them could make a move. The closest one of the lot looks like Zhou on Stroll. That looks like the move. Ricciardo's not even right behind Tsunoda, man. He can't even keep up with this. But Zhou Guan Yu's got to make a move soon. Come on, man. Come on, do you want some points this afternoon? Let's get it done. He's out of position. I think he's on old tyres, isn't he? Stroll can't be feeling great on those tyres after 36 laps. Playing the long game, Lance Stroll. Go on. No, he's doing a good job. He's doing as good as he can. As far as Lance Stroll's concerned, this is he's doing everything he needs to do. Yeah, these guys are all stuck in a DRS train, and Danny Ricciardo can't do anything back there in P12. And look at this, Charles Leclerc still behind Ocon then. Plan D. Oh, mate. Plan D. How are they going to remember what Plan D was? My brain would be scrambled if someone come on the team radio and said, Plan D. What was Plan D? But Charles Leclerc, I tell you what, he had an absolute rampage through the grid. From P20 to P7, easy work. Gets up behind Esteban Ocon in the Alpine. And that's your lot. That's it, mate. You're stuck. Here we go then. This is how many laps they've done. So, yeah, Alonso's only done... Leclerc, 36 laps on those tyres. Yeah, Leclerc's not stopped then. So Stroll and Leclerc yet to stop, is it? I didn't even realise. Oh, Verstappen's romped away. 7-second lead he's got from... And then Lewis Hamilton, 9 seconds behind that. Russell, 9 seconds behind that. So the top 4 well spread out. In fact, the top 5 well spread out. Ocon's 20 seconds behind Russell. The top 5 are in different parts of the circuit. And then it's everybody else then behind Ocon. You got Ocon holding up Leclerc and the rest of it. What happened to Schumacher? Mate, I'm gutted. Mick Schumacher's my favourite driver. I'm gutted. I don't know. Mechanical issue, whether it's gearbox, engine, hydraulics, I don't know. But he's out. Perez is out as well with mechanical issues. I think the Perez one did seem like it was gearbox issues. Perez out. And Mick Schumacher as well. Mechanical problems for Haas. And the other Haas, Kevin Magnussen, with damage on his front wing early on. In the first lap, he got black and orange flag. So he's well outside the points. You can qualify 5th or 6th, but it's all gone wrong today for Haas. One car in 14th, the other out. Absolute nightmare. Look at this. This is the battle of the race, isn't it? The battle for P9, man. I wish this was the battle for the lead. I do wish this was the battle for the lead. But yeah, no, you've got this train, and you tell you what, Vettel's catching the back of this train as well. Vettel fancies a bit of this P9 as well. 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th and 13th are going to be nose to tail in another half a lap or so. Yeah, Stroll. Do you remember back in the day it used to be the trolley train? This is a Stroll train, this. Cut to Charles Leclerc. I tell you what, look at Fernando Alonso in the background there. Don't count Alonso out here. With some of these guys are on all kind of different strategies. How it's all going to play out in the end, I do not know. But with some guys pitting on the first virtual safety car period, some guys pitting in the second virtual safety car period, some guys yet to pit. It's just, some guys out of position. Alonso's still, on the back of this battle for P5 as well. He could pick up, Alpine can pick up a serious amount of points here today. But yeah, nightmare for Haas. A nightmare for McLaren as well, man. Yeah, so we got... In fact, Sainz, having said this, I've been going on about Verstappen romping away. Sainz is closing in on Max Verstappen at the moment. The gap is 6.8, but it was about 8.5 seconds a few laps ago, wasn't it? I was saying about 5 laps ago, Verstappen's romped away. Sainz with the fastest lap, and we just saw a graphic across the bottom of the screen as well, which said, every single lap for the last 3 or 4 laps, Sainz is closing in. Yeah, so Bottas, Stroll and Leclerc haven't stopped yet. Yeah, they're the only 3 that haven't stopped yet. So Bottas P8, Stroll P9 and Leclerc P6 haven't stopped. Everyone else has. But everyone's pretty much on hard tyres. Apart from Lando Norris, everyone on the hard tyre at the moment then. Lap 41 out of 70 in the Canadian Grand Prix. Okay, Latifi just finished the race. Yeah. He does finish the race. Latifi's a safe pair of hands if you want to get across the finish line, man. You should see his results this season. Oh, mate, Latifi's so consistent. Don't slate him, man. P16, 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 P15, P15. He's had back-to-back P14s. Nicholas Latifi. You know what I mean? Oh, God. He's down and out, isn't he, Nicholas Latifi? I don't think Latifi will be in the sport next year. I think Oscar Piastri, I don't know if they'll do the mid-season swap. That would be a bit outrageous for him to bin Latifi off mid-season. I'd probably say no. Oh, talk of the devil, here he is. Nicholas Latifi on board him, a pit stop, dodgy pit stop then for Nicholas Latifi. Oh, I'll tell you what, there's a few pit crews here have not been on the game. That was a disaster. That's all he needs, isn't it, when you're 18th and last? A dodgy pit stop just to put you further behind the pack. That's just what you need. Cheers, lads. And I tell you what, yeah, look, I tell you what, Fernando Alonso's driving a very nice race here. It'll be interesting to see where he ends up, And with Leclerc being stuck, Ocon's doing Alonso a great little job here, and Leclerc pits then after 39, after 42 laps then, Charles Leclerc finally pits. Where's he going to end up? Is Leclerc might end up about 8th in the end. 7th or something. He ain't romping through to a podium. Oh, it's another slow pit stop. I'll tell you what, we've had a nightmare pit stop wise. He's only lost about 3 seconds there, 5.3 second pit stop. But some of these pit stops have been well off the boil. I don't know what's going on in Canada today, but look, he comes out behind this train. Oh, this battle that we've been watching for the last 20 laps, and Charles Leclerc just pops out right behind it. Oh, I bet he's like, nah. Horrible. And that is all due to him losing 3 seconds in that pit stop. Those 3 seconds would have put him ahead of Stroll, Stroll, Zhou, Tsunoda and Ricciardo. But because they messed up, he's now behind this train. He's got like 5 drivers to overtake. And he's just looking at that going, Guys, what a mess. You know, when you've got Verstappen leading the race with Sainz actually closing in 10.42 per lap. Ooh. With Sainz closing in a 10.42 per lap, Verstappen losing grip. But when you've got Verstappen winning, if you're Charles Leclerc, you want to be romping through the field here today. You want to be finishing top 5. You want to be challenging for the podium if you're Charles Leclerc today. You got to be romping through the field. But this has put a right spanner in the works. Now, not only has Ocon put a spanner in the works, but now now his team's put another spanner in the works. Oh God, looks mental. Daniel Ricciardo around the outside of Yuki Tsunoda, but can't get the move done. Oh, this is for 10th, 11th and 12th are really nose to tail, and Tsunoda, Ricciardo and Leclerc cut to Verstappen in the pits then. Max Verstappen, race leader, championship leader, reigning world champion, and that's a beautiful pit stop. Beautiful pit stop for Max Verstappen. Rob, next year you'll be coming from Grand Prix live. I don't know about next year, Donald, because that would be a meteoric rise. Oh, look at that then. Hamilton does Verstappen. Oh, Lewis Hamilton up into P2. Woo-hoo! Back to 2021 vibes. Hamilton versus Verstappen. But yeah, no, it won't be a Grand Prix live next year. But I tell you what, give it 2 or 3 years, you never know what can happen. Yeah, come, you know what I mean? Check back in 2026, see where we are. I might be there, lad. But look at this. Oh yeah, I have to tell you what, if Lewis can hold him up, so it's Sainz, Hamilton, Verstappen, Russell. Oh, there we go. We're going back to 2021, guys. We've not seen Hamilton versus Verstappen since the, dare I mention it, final race of the season last year. But here we go then, Max Verstappen, he's going to get the move done easily, just does him down the straight with DRS. Max Verstappen easily back up into P2, and Hamilton pits on the back of that move. Hamilton straight into the pits. I tell you what, they're all on different strategies here. I can't work out who's what and where's where and who's who. I tell you what, it'll all iron itself out. I said this in Baku as well. It'll all iron itself out. We'll see where everyone is by lap 55, lap 60. Then we see, right, no one's going to do any more pit stops. What's the situation? Because you've got people on bizarre strategies here. There's about 4 different strategies going on here. It's a difficult one to keep up with. Lewis in second getting, yeah, Max got him immediately, lad. Yeah, Max with DRS, mate, in the fastest car on the grid. You're going to get done. But here comes Charles Leclerc then on the back of Yuki Tsunoda for P10. Nice slipstream DRS, and that looked easy. Especially compared to trying to overtake Esteban Ocon. Anyway, that was easy meat. Charles Leclerc up into the points, then P10. And look, Daniel Ricciardo's having a look at Tsunoda as well, but can't get the move done so far. But yeah, if you are enjoying it, guys, please do drop a like, because I'm new on YouTube. I've only been going 3 months, and anything I can do to get the channel growing, subscribe if you're enjoying it. I'm live for every single qualifying, every single race. So get yourself in, get yourself on board, and come along for the journey. We start from the bottom. We start with the 50 subs or whatever we're at now, but we're heading for the moon. George Russell in the pits then for the hard tyres. How is this all going to pan out? But yeah, he's got it. Russell, again, it seems like every single race, Russell's just in his own world. He seems like he's always finding himself, well, apart from Spain, when he was battling for the lead, and that was immense, Spain. But Spain aside, it seems like George Russell is like always 20 seconds behind the car in front and 20 seconds ahead of the car behind. That's a bit of a tongue twister, that, but it always seems like he's in a world of his own, and it looks like it again there. He must think he races on his own half the time. Leclerc down the inside of Daniel Ricciardo. We missed that move then. That was a replay. So he'd done Ricciardo and Tsunoda on the same lap then. Well, pretty much. Charles Leclerc getting the moves done. lap 47 out of 70 then. And Sainz from Verstappen. But I assume that Sainz will pit again. Alright, safety car windows are. Right, yeah, this is the thing. So Sainz leads, but probably has to stop again. How long would it be? 20. What's left then? 23 laps. Yeah. Can he just think, oh, I'll just ride it out, and if Verstappen catches me and passes me, so be it, and just stay out? Maybe, if I'm Sainz, maybe I just think I stay out, and what is it, what will be, and let Max close me down and let him overtake me if he can. Here goes Charles Leclerc then on Zhou Guanyu for P9. So Leclerc on a bit of a rampage, and next up is Lance Stroll. Has Stroll stopped yet? Has Lance Stroll done a pit stop yet? Or is he on lap 48 on them hard tyres? Hey, I tell you what, he's proving that the hard tyres can go long if you want. If you're feeling up to it, you can get 50 laps out of these hard tyres. That's what Stroll's proving. I don't think he's stopped, has he? Up there in 8th. Yeah. No, he hasn't. Max quicker than Hamilton. Yeah. He is this year in this Red Bull compared to the Mercedes we've got this year. Yeah, definitely. Any driver driving that Red Bull will be faster than Hamilton. Well, maybe exclude one or two drivers from that, but here comes Leclerc then for looking at the back of Lance Stroll. Is he going to get him into the final chicane? This would be a late manoeuvre. Oh, he's going for it though. Charles Leclerc, they're side by side, and Stroll, that must have put Leclerc off a bit. Like, hang on a minute, where am I braking here? That I said before, that pit lane entry is a bit of a dodgy one, but they got away with it without any kind of incident there. Stroll, last man in the pits then on lap 48. Wow, I bet he's glad to get them tyres off, isn't he? Gee. Onto the mediums then. Stroll could be quick now. Can Stroll get into the points? Looking at the car streaming past, I'm going to answer my own question and say maybe not. But maybe if Stroll's rapid now on the medium tyres, we've got everyone else on hards apart from Leclerc and Norris down in 17th. But pretty much everyone on like old hard tyres. Lance Stroll on the fresh mediums. Can he get a point at home, or maybe a couple of points at his home race? Maybe. Go on, Lance. Yellow flag. Someone in the wall. Tsunoda's in the wall. Oh, we got. Oh, this is going to be VSC at least. Yeah, your virtual safety car at least this. Maybe full safety car. Yeah, look at this. It could be full safety car. What does this do for Sainz and Verstappen at the front? This. Okay, so Yuki Tsunoda's in the wall and becomes the third retirement of the Canadian Grand Prix then. So Perez and Schumacher out for mechanical reasons, but he's just stuffed it in the wall. Full safety car. Where's my graphic? Boom. Green flag off. Okay. I gotta be careful with these graphics that I don't press something I shouldn't press. But yeah. Replay then just locks up straight into the wall for Yuki Tsunoda. So now Sainz pits. This is absolutely critical now. What is going to happen here? What's the scenario here now? So he's got a cheap pit stop here, Sainz. But here comes, this is a lap runner. Magnussen's lapped. So Sainz P2 on fresh tyres. Oh, and he's going to be right behind him. Oh. Game on. Game on for the win between Verstappen and Sainz now. Game on. That has worked out beautifully for Carlos Sainz. Yeah, he's P2, but he's on fresh tyres with 20 laps to go. Ooh. This now. The scenario changes and the plot twists again in 2022. Carlos Sainz. Did I have him to win this? I'm going to switch into my predictions. I switched predictions. Look, that were my predictions. Bear in mind, I made these predictions on a Thursday morning. I might not be that far out, but I don't know why I had Verstappen 6th. I'm a madman, that's why. But yeah, I predicted the Perez DNF, to be fair to me. Do you know what I mean? I predicted Alonso quick as well. I had Alonso on the podium, which, looking at this now, is a bit of an ambitious prediction. But to predict Alonso on the podium on the Thursday, and then he puts it on the front row on the Saturday, up there for thinking, my lad. I knew. No, but this, on a serious note, this is game on. This is game on. Sainz is got every chance now to what's quicker? What's quicker, a Red Bull on, a Max Verstappen on old tyres, or a Carlos Sainz on fresh tyres? Makes it more of a level playing field, if you ask me, because all things being even, if Verstappen's on fresh tyres as well. But this could be really interesting now. Don't count Lewis out. Yeah, man. Yeah, Matty. Fully agree with you. Don't count Lewis out, man. Don't count Lewis out. I mean, Hamilton and Russell going to go wheel to wheel. So look how it's played out then now. So with the safety car, let me see if that's still updating. Verstappen, Sainz, Hamilton, Russell. Yeah, the live times are still on. Still doing all right there, my lad, with the live timings. But right, Yuka's right, so he's straight out of the pits and straight in the wall. I seen Verstappen do that years ago, actually, in Bahrain. Straight out of the pit, straight in the wall. That's not the first time I've seen that, you know. Yeah, he's just misjudged it, or, the tyres are just cold. He's misjudged where he's met a break. It's a bit of a silly accident, that. Straight out of the pit, straight in the wall you've had a bit of a nightmare there, haven't you, Yuki, to be fair. You've had a bit of a nightmare there, lad. Brand new, you see like that, brand new fresh tyres, yes, get in, oh no, I've locked up, oh, bang, oh. Straight in the wall. I mean, it might be a brake failure, you don't know. Here I am taking the mic, it could be a brake failure. But it's a bit of a clumsy incident, that. But yeah, behind the safety car then, well, so it's Verstappen, Sainz, Hamilton, Russell, so both Alpines still in the top 6 then. So it's Ocon ahead of Alonso. They might get a team order situation there. Potentially. Are they going to get these lap cars out of the way, or flashbacks to Abu Dhabi 2021 here? Or lap cars, what are you going to do with the lap cars, guys? You kidding me? Okay. Russell asking for advice on the team radio. Yeah, so it's Red Bull, Ferrari, both Mercedes and both Alpines. Leclerc then in P7. It's Bottas P8, Vettel in P9. I think I predicted Vettel P9. Vettel P9, Zhou Guanyu P10 at the minute. Ricciardo just outside the points in 11th. Magnussen's worked his way back up to P12 then. After being at the back of the grid at the end of lap 1, at the end of lap 3, after changing his front wing early on. Magnussen might still have a chance at getting a point or two. Stroll, of course, with brand new medium tyres, can he come through from 13th to claim a point? We're going to have like a 15 lap sprint. It's going to be like a 16 lap sprint to the finish. Well up for it. Yeah, we just got back to back team radios then, which was a new thing. But I talked over it all, so I didn't hear it. I'm too busy waffling. I should have been listening to those team radios. But yeah, there's this advantage Carlos Sainz this now. On the newer tyres, this going to be a fight, this. Or at least I hope it's going to be a fight. I really hope Sainz can... this is... Hamilton asking for what kind of pace he was doing. Right. Is this the race where Mercedes have come good a bit, do you think? Because I said in Miami, I was saying after practice in Miami, which is like flipping 4 races ago, I was saying a Mercedes back, and then they weren't kind of about, Russell still getting good results and stuff, and then then they moved on to like Monaco, and that was a nightmare. They weren't really on it. Then it's Baku, and it's not really there. And now we're in Canada. I'm thinking, and then that team radio. Then with Lewis Hamilton's, is telling him on the radio, you're one of the fastest guys out there. Mercedes are slowly getting it back. Like I've said before, I think the second half of this season is going to be fantastic. I think you could have 6 cars fighting for the win in the second half of this season. As now they let the lap cars through, then lap cars made past the safety car 20. So that's a bit of an F1 test there with the numbers. Magnussen, Stroll, and all the rest of it. But yeah, the lap car's unlapping himself now, so everyone is going to be nose to tail for position. Then when the safety car does come in a couple of laps, it's going to be Verstappen versus Sainz versus Hamilton, Russell. Both Alpines there, 5th and 6th. Alonso's going to be not the best pleased that he's behind his teammate at this point. We're going to have like a 15-lap sprint for the finish. This could be seriously good, this last 15-lap sprint here. We had a great end of the race sprint in, was it Saudi Arabia, when it was Verstappen versus Leclerc for the last dozen laps in Saudi Arabia. That was mega, that. We could be on for it again here, but could be Verstappen v Sainz this time. I'd love to see it. But yeah, don't count Lewis out. He could make the most of this. So yeah, it is. We are behind the safety car then on lap 54 out of 70. I imagine the safety car will come in maybe at the end of this lap. If not at the end of this lap, the lap after that, because they've just let it. I think pretty much Yuki's cars. Yeah, and there we go. Then there's confirmation that the safety car is ending. So the safety car in at the end of this lap then, and we get a 15 or 16 lap sprint to the flag. So get in. Yeah, I was just about to say, if the safety car doesn't come in at the end of this lap, the end of the next lap, but it is coming in. Ooh, this could just about. Listen, the race hasn't been a boring one, but it hasn't been a magic one, has it? But it could be, that vibe could be about to change. Right. Here we go. Cheers, Martin. Yeah, drop like, guys. Hey, listen, I'm going to go full YouTuber mode. Drop a like for Verstappen versus Sainz. No, listen, this is going to be good, this. Right. In fact, I'm going to preempt the end of the safety car. I'm going to get that graphic off, right? And then we're going to go back. I'm going back to green flag before they do. Oh, fully on it. Right, here we go. Right, Verstappen's letting the safety car go now. Here we go then. Safety car is in the pits, and we're about to get this race back underway for a 15-lap sprint to the flag, with Sainz on fresher tyres than Verstappen. Oh, Hamilton up there in a podium position at the moment. First time since the opening race of the season in Bahrain that Hamilton's been this far up the grid. And here we go then, green flag. So it's up to Verstappen when he guns it, and he's going to come out the final chicane and pedal to the floor then for Max Verstappen. But Sainz has gone with him, and the two Alpines as well. Fernando Alonso's fancying a look at Esteban Ocon here into turn 1. Oh, but he holds his position. And Sainz can't do anything about Verstappen. Then he's stuck with him but couldn't make the move. So no one's made or lost a position there in the restart. But it's going to be game on. It's going to be game on. Verstappen, Sainz, Hamilton, Russell, Ocon, Alonso, Leclerc, Bottas, Vettel, Zhou, Guan Yu, the top 10. Oh, this is a sprint to the flag now. What is going to happen here? The thing is, Leclerc there in P7, he's going to want past these two Alpines. He's going to want past these two Alpines rapidly now here. Coming from P20 and last on the grid, Charles Leclerc marched his way up to P7, and then he got stuck behind Ocon before this safety car, and now it's race on, game on to the flag. Oh, look at this then. Zhou Guanyu versus Sebastian Vettel for P9 is the nearest battle on track. They're side by side coming down the straight, and it's Vettel just about going to hold on to that one then in P9, the back end of the points. But Verstappen's already got an 8/10 of a second lead. You know, brand new tyres or not, Max Verstappen's looking quick. He's 0.8 ahead already, and the thing is, Sainz is on fresh hard tyres. Come on. I predicted you for the win, Carlos. And there's been a lot as well. There's a stat that backs Carlos Sainz up here, because there's a lot of drivers got their first ever win in Canada. You know, I think it's a list of like 8 or 9 drivers have got the first win in Canada, Hamilton included. Ricciardo included as well, I think, where you break your duck in Canada. So come on, Sainz, get your first win here. Put it to him. It's game on, it is, Matty. It's fully game on. The live timing's working. Listen, if anything doesn't work, if the live timings aren't working, or if anything's weird with the graphics or the audio or anything, don't be afraid to let me know, and I'll sort it out. But everything seems alright so far. So we're on board with Charles Leclerc then. Down the back... Come on then. I tell you what, those Alpines are quick down the straight. That's the problem Leclerc's got, and they were quick in Baku as well down the straight. But yeah, Alpine just generally seem quick down the straights, and it's holding Leclerc up big time. Captain Scarlett on for a podium. Yep. He should be on for the win though, Ernesto. That's the point. Captain Scarlett, as you call him, Carlos Sainz. Yeah, he's on for a podium, but he's got to be fighting for the win. He's just about within DRS and Max Verstappen. He's on the fresher tyres. He's 7/10 of a second behind. Come on, Sainz. If I tell you what, if Sainz passes Max for the win, it's a big statement, and he's saying, I'm in this championship fight, don't forget about me. This is a 4-way situation. Zhou Guanyu round the outside. I tell you what, I said this before. Zhou Guanyu's been in this race, hasn't he? We've never seen as much of Zhou Guanyu as we have in this race. The first 8 races combined, we've seen more of him today than we have in the first 8 races. Zhou Guanyu's had a great race. P9 at the moment. Bottas has got ahead of him. But look at this for the lead. I'm waffling about Zhou Guanyu in P9, but it's on for the lead. Carlos Sainz's tyre advantage is now coming on strong. He's right behind him. Oh, battle for the lead in Canada with 12 laps to go. Let's have it. Oh, mate, this is serious. The pressure's on Verstappen here. He's piling the pressure on Max Verstappen. Oh, if Sainz wins this, it's mega. It's a big. Esteban Ocon team radio. Max is going to get caught. Yeah, everything's working good today in Ernesto. I don't want to jinx it, but everything's been pretty good today, Ernesto. Yeah, we've not had many technical issues, but yeah, the battle for the lead with 12 laps to go. Go on, Carlos. He's going to get DRS down the back straight, then out of the turn 10 hairpin. Come on. Lewis holding on nicely in P3, 1.3 seconds behind Sainz. Go on then, Carlos. Oh, this is what we wanted. Red Bull and Ferrari nose to tail at the end of the race. This is what it's about in 2022. Come on. Oh, I tell you what. He's piling on the pressure to Max Verstappen here. And I tell you what, Lewis is holding on to the back of him. Come on, Lewis. Actually, I think... Is this, after all the complaining that Mercedes and Hamilton did on Friday, they're looking on the pace. Oh, and Charles Leclerc has a replay on board with Charles Leclerc. Dives up the inside of Fernando Alonso. Up into P6 then, is it? Yeah, Leclerc up to P6. Alonso 7th. He started on the front row, he finished 7th. It's okay, but he'd have been hoping for more than that, Fernando. You know, starting on the front row, I was hoping he'd get in the top 5, to be fair. To slip down to 7th is a little bit disappointing for Fernando, but listen, it's a handful of points, and it's where Alpine are at the moment. Come on then, Carlos. This is for the lead. Oh, he's gaining, but he ain't going to be close enough into the chicane, but he's going to be... Don't dive from there. Do you know, for a second there, I thought Carlos was going to dive down the inside into the final chicane, but he hasn't, buddy. Yeah, but he's really close now. Oh, this is going to be really close into braking zone. No, can't go for it yet. But it's going to be a... This is going to be a tense last 10 laps, this. Oh, my God. Yeah, come on, Keith. Sainz getting closer to Max. I know Lewis. He's getting closer, man. And Leclerc's done it. Whoa! Leclerc tried an ambitious one round the outside, and it's not come off for him. Yeah, Leclerc just outbraked himself into the final chicane. Had to go right across, and didn't gain a position. So all's fair in love and war, and he can just carry on and attack Ocon on the net. I tell you what, he's had a job getting past Ocon today, as Charles Leclerc. He's seen the back of that. Oh, and Leclerc up into P6 then. So Leclerc's got the job done. So he's passed both Alpines now. We stick with the battle for the lead with 10 laps to go. Out of the final chicane. Oh, this is fantastic action, this. This is fantastic action. But are you going to dive bomb it? You've got to go for it at some point. 10 laps to go in Canada. This is brilliant. Look at Lewis as well. He's not been dropped, has he, that much? 2 seconds behind. Then Russell a further 3.5 seconds behind that, and then comes Leclerc. Oh, that's a nice move from Leclerc. A very late move into the hairpin from Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari. From the back of the grid up to 5th then for Charles Leclerc. Nice move. And does pass both Alpines. I was saying, you know, he needs to pass those Alpines quick, and he did get the job done in the first few laps then after this restart, after the safety car. Go on then, Carlos. He's right up behind him. Half a second in it at the hairpin. Hamilton breathing down the neck as well. If these two hold each other a lot, let's say, Verstappen and Sainz start battling, going side by side, Lewis is going to think, have I got an opportunity? Here they come then down the back straight into the chicane. Don't hit the wall of champions, guys. Come on, Sainz. I just feel like it's rinse and repeat every single lap. It's the same thing. He needs to do something different. He needs to maybe use some battery at different parts of the lap. And but yeah, Hamilton. They're just saying Hamilton's got the measure of Russell for 3rd. I think he has. Yeah, Hamilton is. I hasten to say it, but Hamilton looking like he's got the measure of Russell for maybe the first time this season, which is crazy. We're in round 9, and I'm saying is this the first time that Hamilton's had the pace on George Russell? I know Hamilton's finished ahead of him once or twice this year, but Russell has turned up at Mercedes and been fantastic. But Hamilton looks like he's got him beat today. And as Verstappen just got out of the DRS zone, has Verstappen ridden the storm then? Has he seen it through? Sainz has just dropped off the back of the rear wing now. He's not as close as he was a couple of laps ago. It's Sainz. Has Verstappen weathered the storm? Has Verstappen weathered the storm now for victory in Canada? I tell you what, Red Bull are on an absolute roll. Red Bull haven't lost a race since like round 4. Since I think they've won, including the sprint race in Imola as well. You know, they've won every single race. You know, Perez winning Monaco as well. Red Bull are an absolute flipping. And if Max can hold off Sainz here as well, another big statement. And with Leclerc P5, you know, how many points are you getting for P5? 10? I think. 25, 18, 50. Yeah, 25, 18, 15, 12, 10. You're getting 10 points for 5th place. Charles Leclerc. You know, he's catching George Russell, but will he run out of laps for that one? You know, so Leclerc only getting 10 points. Verstappen might bag all 25, but not if Carlos Sainz has something to say about that. He's back in DRS. Maybe he was just backing off, cooling his brakes down a little bit, cooling the tyres down a little bit, and he's going in for another attack then. Carlos Sainz, this race isn't over yet. Lap 64 of 70. It's really hotted up. The middle part of the race was a little bit dead, wasn't it? We were watching the battle for P10, but the battle for P10 is now on the back burner as we see it on the live timing screens. Lance Stroll up into 10th on those fresh medium tyres. Like we said, could have a chance, and he's playing out that way. Lance Stroll at his home race could get a point or two. He's also right behind Alonso, Bottas and Zhou Guanyu as well. So Stroll could make more progress with 6 laps to go. But yeah, the middle part of the race, you know, the biggest battle on track was the battle for P, like 10, 11, 12. You know, that's all we had to shout about. But then we got the safety car. And safety cars are always a game changer. Whether it's deciding championships or not, the safety cars are always a game changer. And a nice move it was from Lance Stroll. I'll tell you what, it was ambitious from the McLaren. Defending on the grass. Can't say I've seen that too many times. But look at the battle for the lead. They have dropped Hamilton a bit now. This pace seems to be on a different level, and Hamilton can't stick with it. He's dropped off the back of these pair now. 3 seconds behind Sainz. But I think, you know, as Martin's just saying here, Verstappen might just have this covered. You know, for Sainz to win this, he's going to have to go for a full lunge. And are you going to do that? Is Sainz going to do that? Come on, Max, yeah. Matty can't see Max holding this. I think he will. I think he'll hold it. But if he does it, if Sainz does go for the move, oh, I'd love it. I'd love it. Listen, I'm neutral. If this scenario's flipped, I want Verstappen to go for the move. Do you know what I mean? I'm all about the better the race, the more I enjoy it, whoever wins. Although, my heart's with Mick Schumacher, I must admit that. He's gone. But we've had a great closing stages. But Verstappen's going to be starting to think, I've got it covered. You know, if he's not overtaking me up to now, is he really going to do? Has he really got the pace to do me? You know, if he's not done it yet, have I got him covered? You know, psychologically, Max is going to be thinking, might have him covered here, might have his number here. But yeah, they've dropped Lewis Hamilton. He's 3.6 seconds behind that. Russell behind that, and Leclerc is closing on Russell, but he's going to run out of laps, I think, before he gets there. It's 2.5 seconds the gap. Maybe on the final lap, Charles Leclerc could be right behind George Russell for P4. That'll be interesting. What's this then? Oh, Alonso versus Ocon, 6th and 7th. It's still 100 times faster this weekend. Wow. That's brutal, isn't it, from Alonso saying on the team radio, I'm 100 times faster than Ocon this weekend. He might be exaggerating a little bit. He might be exaggerating that much, do you know what I mean? Just a little bit, 100 times faster. But no, Alonso certainly has been very strong this weekend. You know, you don't stick it on the front row by pure sheer dumb luck. No, you don't stick it on the front row by sheer luck, do you? You know, Alonso has been strong this weekend, and P7 doesn't really justify that. You know, I was saying earlier, you know, P7's a little bit of a... If any other race, he'd take a P7, but not when you're on the front row. You want a top 5, top 4. But it's still good points for Alpine, P6 and P7, you know, don't knock it. They're in a, you know, especially when McLaren are getting no points. Remember, they're in a battle for 4th place with McLaren or Alpine. You know, they're not in the championship fight. So, you know, if Alpine can secure a 6th and 7th with the McLarens down in 11th and 15th, it's a very good weekend, you know. From a management point of view, it's a very good weekend. But from an Alonso point of view, little bit disappointing if he ends up behind his teammate. But yeah, lap 67. I tell you what, Max has got him covered, but Sainz is not giving it up yet. Sainz, go on. I tell you what, Max has just about got him covered, and Sainz just can't get within that last 2 or 3 tenths. He sort of gets to about half a second, 6 tenths of a second, and it kind of stalls out. He can't just get right on these gearbox enough to go for a lunge. I know, Sainz get close, innit? He's getting close, isn't he, Martin? Yeah, close but no cigar. For Carlos Sainz, he's only got 2.5 laps now. He's only got 2.5 laps. If he's going to get it done. And these two are rapid. They've dropped the Mercedes now. This is a 1v1 now. This is a 1v1 for the win. I'm absolutely thrilled though that it is this close with 2 laps to go though. You know, if someone had shown me a screenshot of this and gone, bang, this is what it's going to look like on lap 68, I'd have gone, sign me up. This is brilliant. That it's this close for the win. Look at this bouncing over the curb on the final. It's not over yet, you know. It's not over yet. This has been a great final 15 laps, this. If Verstappen holds on or he doesn't, this has been a great battle, this, between Verstappen and Sainz. Even though, you know, they've not gone side by side, wheel to wheel. It's been a great sort of, they're in on the limit, aren't they? They're driving it on the limit, and the pressure that Verstappen's been put under here, so close. You know, Sainz yet to win a race. If you don't know, Sainz hasn't won a Grand Prix. I think Verstappen's won about 25 races, something like that. But yeah, Sainz yet to win a race, so this is a big chance. He had a big chance in Monza a couple of years ago for McLaren. He should have won that race, but Pierre Gasly got that win that day. You know, this is another big chance for Carlos Sainz to win a Grand Prix. Time to risk it. Oh, yeah. This is the thing. Do you risk it, or do you take your 18... Well, it'd be 19 points if he gets fastest lap. Do you take your 19 points and P2? Or do you go for it? Do you go for it, Matty? Do you think, oh, bollocks, I'll go for it? Out of the final corner then. We're now on the final lap. Oh, I tell you what, this... Go on then, Carl. Oh, a last lap dive bomb, mate. I will die. If Sainz tries a last lap, no, I don't think he's going to... I think Verstappen's got him covered. Hamilton's going to be on the podium then. That's a great... You know, Mercedes always pick up the pieces, don't they? You know, Perez can fail to finish. Sainz, you know, Leclerc can have trouble. But Mercedes are always get the maximum points that are available, pretty much. You know, Mercedes, despite the sort of, I say bad car, but it's not really a bad car, but despite a car that's not capable of winning the World Championship, Mercedes have got the maximum they can virtually every single weekend. So big respect to that. They're going to finish 3rd and 4th. But they're not in the same league as these two. Verstappen against Sainz, and the fight is over. Yeah, the fight is over. Max Verstappen can just, as they're saying, can just relax and come round the final chicane for the final time. And it's Max Verstappen again who wins the 2022 Canadian Grand Prix. Just about holds off Carlos Sainz in P2, and Lewis Hamilton then for Mercedes in third after saying it's the worst car he's ever driven in Canada, gets a podium. And look at the fight here, Alonso versus, is it Bottas? Yeah, Alonso and Bottas fighting it to the line, but it's going to be Russell P4 Leclerc 5th, Ocon 6th, Fernando Alonso 7th, little bit disappointing as I said, and Alfa Romeo, both of those in the points as well, Bottas 8th, Zhou Guanyu 9th, and homeboy Lance Stroll picks up a point in P10, how many P's was that? But Lance Stroll in the points. No points for McLaren, so it's a great day for Alpine, really. P6 and 7, they'll take that all day of the week. But Max Verstappen's unstoppable. He's unstoppable, no matter what. I'll tell you what, he's growing his championship lead by quite a chunk here as well. Because, yeah, I'll tell you what, he's driven a fantastic race there, Max Verstappen. Because what was his championship lead? 21 points. Perez didn't finish, and Leclerc finishing 5th. It's got to be a 35 point lead that now, and it's sure something like that. Wow, yeah, Hamilton got 3rd, big result. Yeah, Lewis, boom, get in there. That was a good race in the end. The middle part of it, I was thinking, battle for P11. But no, it was a good race in the end. I really enjoyed that. But Max Verstappen again, you know, you can get your odd results, you can get your guys that should out of position and that, but Max Verstappen getting the job done once again. P2 for Carlos Sainz, so close to his first victory. He's going to be gutted. He'd be happy with the P2, innit? You're happy with the P2. He got fastest lap, so he'll get 19 points. You know, it's not, you know, compared to the races he's had recently where he's not finishing and he's flipping, spinning out and all the rest of it. You know, Sainz will be happy with P2, but so close to the win for Sainz. And Hamilton back on the podium, first time since the championship opening race in Bahrain, where he was kind of gifted. Yeah, Hamilton was kind of gifted a podium in Bahrain, but he's earned this one. That was nice. Yeah, let's keep pushing, says Lewis Hamilton. And yeah, Mercedes, they're getting there slowly but surely. Mercedes are starting to get there. Right, guys, that's about it from me. If you have enjoyed the stream, please do drop a like. You know, it really helps me out. It helps me get this channel going. This week, this race does mark 3 months that I've been doing this. So, you know, let's get this channel going. You know, let's get it moving up. It needs to move up a couple of gears now. We're 3 months in the bag, and that was really nice. Really nice race in the end. Max Verstappen bossed it. But yeah, drop a like if you have enjoyed it. And get subscribed if you're into Formula 1. If you are new to the channel as well. You know, I'm live, not just today, but for every single qualifying and every single race from the Formula 1 World Championship. And I'll be back in 2 weeks' time. Yeah, there'll be quite a break now of about 12 days. But after the British Grand Prix, when the new F1 game comes out, I'll be doing a career mode on the F1 game. So this will be the last time, a big gap in the channel with nothing on it. But yeah, I'll be back for the British Grand Prix. It'll be the preview show. Yeah, that'll be a week on Thursday. But yeah. Where's the... Yeah, but do appreciate you. If you have enjoyed the stream, please do drop the like and get yourself subscribed, guys. But yeah, that is about it from me. And next time out, British Grand Prix. See you later, guys. Really enjoyed that one. See you later, guys. Peace out.